What's good? Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Hey, what's good, Facebook? What's good, YouTube? How y'all doing? No, I ain't been on YouTube in a while, but I thought I'd come bring you docs, motivational Sunday, Monday, whatever it is we calling it. Hey, but just wanted to come on real quick, and just talk to you, What's up, Mark Banks? That's my old school homie right there. Hey, but just wanted to talk to you about, I made the message. The message is, are you still hungry? Are you still hungry? I'm gonna get into it. Because I think a lot of times what happens is we lose our hunger. We lose our hunger. Let me tell you what I mean by that. When you was hungry, and when you're hungry, it's a wrap. Can't nobody tell you something. Can't tell you anything because you're going after it. You going after it. When you hungry, you going after it. It's this speaker named Les Brown. Some of y'all familiar with, but Les Brown talk about you got to be hungry. And I used to always listen to him. I still listen to him. And I really never understood quite like I understand now what he meant by you got to be hungry. Quick little story. Walking down the street the other day, I'm walking my dog. A lot of y'all know my favorite dog, Seven. I'm walking Seven, and I see, as I'm walking down the road about to go over across the street to the park, because we live across the street from this park, but I see this Gatorade. It's a brand new Gatorade. It looked like it fell off somebody's bike or maybe fell out their car, but brand new Gatorade. It's red. I don't really like the red Gatorade, but it's a brand new Gatorade just sitting there. And I thought to myself, I was like, man, I'm not going to drink that. But what if I hadn't drunken anything in a week, 2 weeks, a year? I would have popped that thing open and I would have drunk it. See, when we're hungry enough, we will do what it takes to make it happen. I think a lot of times we get lazy. I myself included. We get lazy. We get lazy on that thing that we were purposed to do. You always hear me talk. I'm the purpose guy. We get lazy on that thing that we know we're supposed to do and we don't do it. That's what's happening to a lot of us, myself included, that we aren't hungry like we once was, hungry enough to say, you know what, by any means necessary, I'm going to have that thing. I'm going to live that life that I'm supposed to be living. That's why I put the messages, are you hungry? See, if a person was walking down that street and they seen that Gatorade, it would have been no shame for them to open it and drink it because they hadn't drunk anything in a long time. It's the same thing when we hear about homeless people who they search in a trash can and they trying to find something to eat because they're hungry. See, when you get back to being hungry for that thing that you know you deserve having, that's when you'll have that thing. When you get back hungry to lose that weight, to get to that level where you know you deserve to be, that's when you'll be at that level. When you get back to being hungry. See, we can't be lazy when it comes to that thing we're supposed to be doing. We can't be lazy when it comes to that gift that we have. See, we can't keep sleeping on that gift that has been given to us by God. Or whatever you believe in. You can't be lazy when it comes to that, because what happens is we can miss out on opportunities. See, we don't know when we're going to have or how many opportunities we're going to have to do that thing. And so when we're sleeping on them, when we're not going to the level where we need to be, then we're missing out on opportunities. And I always say, when we miss out on an opportunity, our family misses out on an opportunity. See, that thing inside of you, the reason why it keeps you up at night, the reason why you burn so passionately about that thing is because that's the thing you're supposed to be doing. That's why your stomach don't be sitting right. That's why you be feeling like, man, I'm tired. That's what we got to get back to, is being tired. Being tired because we work so hard to make sure that we're doing that thing that's going to benefit us. Because think about it. We work hard for other people's dreams. You know, we all got jobs and we go to our jobs and other people dictate what we're going to do for that business. See, we make other people's dreams come true and we forget about our dreams and making them come true. But when we get back hungry, when we get back to that position where we say, you know what, nah, It's time for me to get that fire back, because it's in you. It's in you. It's in you. But it's time to get back hungry. What's up, y'all? Hey, I see you. I see you, Robert. I see you, James. I think I seen my boy Miguel on here. What's up? What's up, Demaya? How you doing? Cynthia, I see you. I see you, Patricia. What's going on? Hey, think about it. Think about it. It's funny. I had a post yesterday. And my post that I put on there was really about about forgiving people, about forgiving people. See, we can be hungry, but what happens a lot of times is we think about past experiences. See, we can be hungry and want that thing, but what happens is we allow our past experiences sometimes to stop us. And I said on my post yesterday, I said, you know, when you're willing to forgive someone, when you're willing to say, you know what, I need to forgive them, not for them, but for me, that's when we can move on, and that's when we can get back where we're supposed to be and get in position where we're supposed to be. And so we can be hungry and we can want it, but if we have that thing inside of our heart that's holding us back because we're thinking about our past instead of thinking about our destiny. See, it's our destiny, and a lot of people that we dealt with, a lot of people we deal with, they want to keep us in that position because it's comfortable for them to have you in that position. When you say, you know what, nah, I'm tired of eating the same thing I'm eating. I'm hungry. I want something different. I'm tired of eating McDonald's. I want to eat somewhere different. I want something different for my life. I'm hungry for something else. And that's why, once again, you can't sleep. That's why you don't feel comfortable. That's why you sitting up and you like, man, I want some more, because you hungry for something else. You're hungry for something else because your mind and your body say that you deserve something else. But a lot of times we're held back by unforgiveness. See, once again, when we forgive other people, it's about us. It's not about them. It's about us being willing to release it, to say, you know what, I can't hold on to this anymore. I can't allow myself to continue to play that same old recording in my head, because that's what happens a lot of times. We play the same recording in our heads. Think about this. We play the same recordings, but a lot of times we don't go see the same movie 50 million times because we like, why would I do that? Especially if the movie was horrible. See, a good movie, we'll go see it again and again and again, some of us, but we don't go see a horrible movie 10, 15 times. So why would we replay a horrible experience with other people, with a situation that happened in our mind again and again and again? See, we got to break up the old way we used to think. We got to understand that we deserve something different, but we got to start focusing on something different, because where your focus goes, what you're focusing on, that's the direction you're going to move in. So if you want to move in a different direction, you have to change your focus. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the next level, or are you focusing on the current level that's continuing to keep you in that position? If we want to go to a different position, it's time to focus on something different. It's time to dream again. It's time to get back hungry. It's time to dream again. It's time to imagine, just like when we little kids. I said this before. When we were little kids, we used to sit and we used to imagine, that's my car. We used to imagine all these different things. It's time to get back our imagination and say, you know what? I'm going to imagine and I'm going to create the world that I want to be a part of based on the different things that I'm going to bring into fruition. You have the power to do that. You have the power to bring it into fruition. Don't let anybody, anything tell you differently, because we see people doing it. We see people doing it all the time, but we act like it was easy for them. We act like they don't go through things. Everybody goes through something, but how we respond to what we're going through, that's the most important thing. How are you responding to what you're going through? How are you dealing with what you're going through? See, all of us experience something, but how are we experiencing it? I told you before, I told you the other day, I had a post and I said, man, I said I had some water in my basement. I had some water in my basement. We had a big rain. Said this the other day. Had a big rain, had some water in my basement. But what I did this time was I wasn't going to experience the same thing run into my head about gloom and doom. No, I was going to experience it differently. What are we experiencing differently so we can have a different outcome? See, it's all about the outcome that you're going to have when you start doing things different. Einstein, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing expecting a different result. If we want something different, we have to have a different experience, and we have to look at it differently. It won't be different unless we say, you know what, I'm viewing this different, so I'm going to experience something different. I got to get back hungry. I got to get back to the position where I say, you know what? Done that before, been there, not doing that again. I'm hungry for something different. You know, it's really about you. It's not about anybody else. It's not about anybody else. It's about you. It's about you finally making a decision to say, you know what? I want something else. I'm going to experience something else. And it's time for me to have something else. When you get to the point where you get so broken and you understand the brokenness and the experiences that you experience, even though they weren't cool, even though it was something that you wouldn't wish on anyone else, it was something that you had to go through. When you start to realize that you had to go through it and it's an opportunity for you to grow through it, that's when you'll go to the next level. When you realize you had to go through it, but it was an opportunity for you to go through it so you can experience something different. A lot of people wonder why they wind up in the same positions. It's because they haven't done anything different. If we're not willing to do anything different, then we can't expect to have anything different. So if you want something different, make a decision to do something different. You know, I have conversations. I know a lot of you see my videos, and I appreciate you sharing that video last week of what happens in my office. So I'm dealing with a lot of 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds. And unfortunately, my football team, they lost to our rivals, and that's a big game. That's a big game. But my conversation that I'm going to have with them this week is, now what? Because there's nothing they can do. And I know some of them, they watch my posts. A lot of them watch my posts. But there's nothing they can do about that past experience. But what they can do something about is now what they're going to do from that loss. See, we all experience loss. See, we all experience loss. They experience loss in a game. But if you think about it, this whole thing we're dealing with, this thing called life, is a game. And so we have an opportunity to learn how to play the game more strategically, to say, you know what, I'm going to position myself in a different position so I can win this game. You really can win this game. Just because you've experienced losses, what can you learn from that loss, and how can you move on differently to experience something different? I told you before, you have the opportunity to create your own movie. This right here is your movie, and you can determine what type of movie you're going to have. The unfortunate part is, a lot of times the movie that we continue to play, the movie that we continue to be the director of, is dramas. It's dramas. It's time for us to stop allowing ourselves to have movies that's only based on dramas. It's time for you to turn that drama into a comedy and say, you know what, not this time. I'm winning at the end. It's time for you to go through all the different things, but at the end, understand that you're going to win because you have the opportunity to direct your film. You have an opportunity. Understand that. You have an opportunity to direct this life called this game in your movie, this life called whatever your name is. See, Dr. D.F. Arnold, I control my movie. I control the characters that I allow in this movie. See, it's going to be different characters that come in the movie, because when you're filming in a big world, people going to go past the different cameras. But I don't have to have a relationship with everyone that goes past the camera. It's certain people who I choose to have relationships with, and then based on the conversation and based on the relationship that we're having, I can choose to either focus on that or say, you know what, it's time for me to get that out of focus because I want to focus on something different. And so I want something different because I'm hungry and I'm tired of eating the same thing. I'm tired of eating McDonald's. I'm tired of eating McDonald's. See, when you continue to eat the same thing, the results from eating McDonald's is not good. So when you want to eat something, when you're hungry for something different, and then you start experiencing different things, that's when your life starts to go to another level. The thing that frustrates me more than anything is when people don't understand that you do have the power. You have the power to control the different ways you respond to whatever happens in your life. See, you can't control everything that's going to happen because things happen. But what you have complete control over is how you respond. How are you responding to what's happening? Are you responding the same way and getting the same results? Or have you gotten to the point where you say, you know what, I'm tired of having these results. I want to have a different result, so it's time for me to respond differently. You control that. You control. No one else controls that unless you give them that power. Stop giving away your power to people, to situations that don't deserve your power. Keep your power so you can make the determination of who's in your movie, who's going to affect your life, who gets to operate in your circle. See, all of us have this circle, and we can determine who we want in and out of our circle. You know, me and my father, a lot of y'all know, I ain't grow up with my father. Single parent household. My mother was phenomenal. So me and my father, we don't have a great relationship, but it's better than it used to be. We talk occasionally. We talk probably like once every 5 months. Once every 5 months, me and my father have a conversation. But I do remember one thing that he told me, and he told me this years ago. He said, you're lucky to die with at least 2 or 3 good friends. See, I thought I had a whole lot of friends. He said, I mean, 2 or 3 friends, you might have different people, but 2 or 3 people that you can depend on, that you can call in the middle of the night because something happened and they're going to be right there. Now, they might be mad at you, but they're going to be right there. I remember him saying that to me. So I think about my friendships. I think about the different people that I consider friends. Yes, it's more than 2 or 3. I have way more than 2 or 3. But I can say this. The people that I do consider my friends are the people I know I can count on. I know I can count on. I said before, but then I also know that there's people that aren't in my immediate circle, or some that may be. I don't believe so, but some that may be that may not be happy for me. I've been blessed to have different people around me that have been happy for me. So you have people in your life that are truly, truly happy for you, and they want you to go to the next level. But be real clear, you're going to have people that don't have your best interest. That's the name of life. That's what we deal with. But those people too have a role. They still have a role. See, in this thing, this movie they still have a role. And a lot of what their role will be is to help push you to that next level. Not to get mad at them. I said before, stop getting mad at your haters. Stop getting mad at your haters. Your haters have a role. And the role that they play is to help you get to that next level. They have a purpose to help you get to that next level. Because hopefully you get upset enough to where you say, you know what, just because you hating on me, that's not going to determine my success, because they can't determine your success. No tweet from different people in government can determine your success. None of that can you determine your success. And as long as you understand that you got the power, you can do what it which you will. You can do what it which you will. And let me say this real quick. Everybody not going to like the decisions you make, but understand the decisions you make are the best things for you sometimes. See, it's good to get different information from different people, and it's okay to take different information, but ultimately you got to make the decision, and you got to be comfortable with your decision you make. And you can make great decisions. Make sure that you're getting the information, but make sure too that you don't allow fear to stop you from making the decision you need to make. Because what happens is, if we allow fear to stop us, then you've made a decision to allow fear to stop you. So make a decision to say, I'm not going to allow anything to stop me because I'm hungry. I'm back hungry. See, and I don't care. Sometimes we get to a place where we feel we done did something and but understand, there's more for you to do. There's more for me to do. See, one of my dreams is to be able to buy houses. You've heard me say this, for single parents. One of my dreams is to be able to buy cars for different people so they can get to church, so they can get to their job. One of my dreams is to make sure that I'm providing scholarships for different men and women who want to go to school, who families can't afford to send them to school. I want to be able to provide that. And let me change that right quick. I'm going to be able to provide that, because that's what I'm hungry for. That's what I'm hungry for. I'm hungry to do that. I'm passionate to do that. See, what are you hungry for? What are you passionate about? What is your purpose? What is your purpose where you say, you know what? I'm purposed to do this. I'm going to do this. We're about to have a webinar coming up in the next couple weeks, and the webinar is finally going to break down this pyramid of purpose that I continue to allude to, that I continue to talk about, and it'll be a free webinar. It'll be a free webinar, you know, really just breaking down, you know, the pyramid of purpose, because I've always said we all have a purpose. And what happens is we get distracted. We get distracted away from our purpose. See that tweet that I talked? It's a distraction. See, the different things that try to get you away from your purpose is only a distraction. And so we're going to go more into the pyramid of purpose. I know a lot of you, I get a lot of text messages because I mentioned it. That people, when you go to, and we're finally, my team is meeting this week, and we're putting a plan together of how we're going to do it and how we're going to roll it out. But I'm excited to bring you the pyramid of purpose. This is something that, you know, I just want everybody to understand. I keep talking about it. You have a purpose. You have a purpose. You've been purposed to do something on this planet. You weren't just here just to waste time. You weren't here just to waste space. You were purposed to do something. You were. You know you were purposed to do something because you always feel when you're not doing something that it's something you're supposed to be doing. It's something that you've been good at since you were little. It's something that people, either they gravitate towards you about certain things. I told this one guy I was talking to the other day at Home Depot, and he was talking about one of his friends who, you know, he buys these cars or whatnot. I said, well, that's his thing. That's his thing that he like. I said, what's your thing? He said, well, I like what I said. So you like making things out of wood. I said, that's your thing. See, a lot of times we get upset or we talk about people with their, it's okay. We all have our thing. We all have a purpose. We all have that thing, because I don't know the gentleman, but let's say he was great at making that. That's his thing. So let's say he was good at woodworking. He could start a bit, and I don't know if he has a business, but he could start a business from wood. Think about these mothers, these different people in different neighborhoods who started doing all type of dream boards, and they put all these things together, and think about the different companies that been created because that was their thing and they were good at it. I just went past this one street, and it's a building. It's a company, and it's behavioral specialists. I don't know what they do, but I'm assuming it's something with helping people with different behaviors and cognitive things and psychological things. But every time I go past something, I think, wow, someone started something, and it started with a thought. From that thought, they took the action steps and they created a thing. From that thing, they got other people to understand that it was important. Not everybody, but some people felt, wow, I need that thing. I want that thing. That thing can help me. So started from a thought. They took the action steps, made it into a thing. People are now involved in wanting to be a part of that thing because they need that thing. See, when you want something, when you want to take it to the next level, when you want to really know what your purpose is, and your purpose will make room for you, that's when you create a thing that other people say, man, I need this. I want this. That's what it's about. It's about being in your purpose. My tutor who helped me, I told you, I'm not good at math, but my tutor who helped me, he was great at math. That was his thing. I don't know what he's doing now. I always say, I know he's probably an engineer somewhere, but that was his thing. Math was his thing. So from his thing in school, he made money being a tutor. So he took that thing he was good at, math and science, and he took that thing and became a tutor, and people came and paid for him to tutor them. That was his thing. Think about it. This chair I'm sitting in, somebody created a chair, and there's all type of chairs. Think about it. There's all type of chairs, from steel case and everybody. There's different type of chairs. But they created a chair that was appealing to someone, and with that, they got people wanting that specific chair, even though there's all these other chairs, but they don't want that chair. They want this chair. So somebody thought, wow, I think this chair, they created a thing. The list goes on. Think about it. Everything. This is Facebook, YouTube. It was created from Mark Zuckerberg saying, wow, I'm going to create this thing because I want the world to be connected. So what he did was he created this thing, and the world is starting to be more and more connected. It started with a thought. He took the action steps, made it happen. So now all of us, we log on and we utilize Facebook. We utilize YouTube. It started with a thought, took the action steps. See, the thought and the action step, that part right there, That's the hungry part right there. See, because we get thoughts all the time. But what we don't do is we don't take the action step because we're not hungry enough. See, when you become hungry and you say, you know what, I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of this thing that I'm doing that I know I'm supposed to be doing something else. And you say, I'm taking the action steps. Yeah, I don't got a whole lot of money, but I'm about to go get a better understanding of how I can still make this happen without the money. I heard Issa Rae, who got Insecure on HBO, but she started off, she was a YouTube sensation. I heard her speaking and she was talking about how when she started Insecure, she didn't have a lot of money. So she couldn't get the shot she wanted. She said she had to learn how to edit herself. She was doing the editing. She didn't have a lot of money, but she refused to have this thought just lay dormant. She had to get here. So she had to take the thought and have the action steps to make it happen. See, we get here, we have a thought, and we go to sleep. Or we get scared and we don't make it happen. Then we wonder why we're still in that position. Because we didn't do the action steps to make it happen. Because we weren't hungry enough. When we have the thought and we're hungry enough and we're tired of the situation we're in, that's when we take the action steps to make it happen. Because now we hungry. So are you hungry? Are you hungry enough to say, I keep getting these thoughts. I keep getting these ideas. I keep getting these dreams. It's time for me to take the action steps so I can make it happen. And understand, it may not happen just the way you thought it was going to happen. But as long as you stay hungry, it's going to happen. And what you're going to find out is just like in my world. All of these people, once I started taking this action step, I started getting other people who started coming around me who were good at the things that I wasn't good at. And they're helping me push this thing, this pyramid of purpose, D.F. Arnold and the soul. They're helping me push it to the next level because we're all aligned on purpose where we want everybody in the world to understand that they have a purpose and they have something that they're supposed to do. So when we put this webinar up, sign up because I'm going to show you why it's important to go from here to here. And I'm going to show you how to do it. And I'm going to show you how when you're here, what are the different things that's going to try to keep you down, but we not staying down. We going to the next level. We're going to the next level. I always tell y'all, I appreciate y'all going on this journey with me. I can't wait. And I'm loving that I get to go on the journey with you. I love the different emails I get. The different text messages I get. I think one day I'm going to have to answer some of the questions and just have a Q&A from the different responses and the different things I get. I think we need to have a Q&A, but we'll address that because I'm just so fortunate. I'm so fortunate and I'm so very honored and humbled that a lot of you're sharing these messages because like I said, in order for us to build a community, we got to continue to share this message with our friends, with our family. Now it's just so remarkable how God works. You know, God is amazing. Now, different places I go, people are, man, I seen your post. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. And so it's not about me. It's about these messages, sharing it with other people. And that's why I need you to share it with your people. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family members. Share it with your kids. If you notice, one of the things, I'm passionate about purpose, but if you notice, my real, I want these kids, I want these young men and these young women to understand that they have a purpose. See, I understand what the enemy's trying to do. The enemy is not only trying to steal our dreams, but when the enemy steals the dreams of a little kid, of a teenager, when a teenager commits suicide because they didn't feel like they mattered, that's a problem for me. I'm passionate I'm torn up by that. That's why I know that it's my purpose to keep continuing to travel around the world to get teenagers, to get young people, to get old people, but these young people to understand that they have a purpose, that there's a reason why they're here. There's a reason why they're supposed to be here. So I got to get them to understand that that reason is we got to get you back on your purpose. We got to get you out of, and not out of, because it's always going to be distractions, but I got to get them to understand how to defeat those distractions. Because if I can get them to understand this pyramid of purpose and how the distractions are going to be there, but if I can train them and show them how to continue to stay aligned with their purpose and to use the distractions as an opportunity to learn something from, you hear me say that all the time, and get them back on their purpose, then I believe that we can stop this. We can stop this leading cause of death amongst 18 to 24-year-olds, suicide, you know, the alcoholism and the drugs that these teenagers and high school students are using. I believe the pyramid of purpose can stop that. I believe it can stop that because it'll be about purpose. And that's why I say when you guys are sharing this message, especially with these kids, and you're making them watch it, and we can help them understand that there's a reason for them to be here. We can help them understand that there's a purpose for them to be there. And that's what I want to do. I want to get everyone back hungry. I want to get everybody back focused on their purpose. Because when we get back hungry, it's on. It's on. When we stop allowing distractions, when we stop allowing different things to try to prevent us from doing what it is we were purposed to do. Lastly, let me close with this. Think about this. Jesus had one purpose, and that was to save us, right? And so he had a purpose, and even during this 40-day fast, when the enemy tried to come and get him off his purpose, he knew the word because he was the word, and he was able to say, you know what? I'm purposed for something bigger than this. You're purposed for something bigger than this. Bigger than what you're doing now, bigger than what I'm doing now. We're purposed for something bigger. And we have to see it. And we have to understand that if we can see it, we can touch it. If we can see it, we can be in it. If we can see it, it can happen. It can happen. And it will happen. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. I believe it when I see it. No, see it and believe it. Whatever you see, just start believing for it. Start believing for it. Start believing that it's possible. Start believing that you can change whatever situation your family has been in. Whatever cycle needs to be broken, see that you're breaking the cycle. See that you're changing whatever the enemy tried to steal from you and whatever the enemy tried to take from you. See yourself breaking it. All right, y'all. Hey. Appreciate y'all riding with me. Appreciate y'all riding with me. You know, hey, you know this is my thing. Let me see. Pamela, good stuff. What's up? Ernest Lee, Matt French, you know you my guy. Purpose plus passion equals greatness. What's up, Miguel? I see you. Ricky Waters, what's up, man? You supposed to be on the radio, man. So true. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Share these messages. You know, it's funny because I guess I'm starting to experience this whole viral thing because a lot of the videos, my past videos are going viral, and I just want them to reach the world. So help me reach the world by sharing these messages. All right, y'all, have a wonderful evening. I'll see y'all tomorrow for Doc's Motivational Monday. But I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. All my men, all my young men, all my women on it. I love y'all because we are all one. We're all one. So when I succeed, we succeed. When you succeed, we succeed. So I love y'all. We're all one. Stop letting media try to tear us up. We're all one. And so what we need to do is continue to come together and continue to strengthen each other. All right. All right, y'all. Hey, if y'all know Oprah, share it with her. I'm just playing. All right. I tell you what. Hey, you can live ordinary. You can live extraordinary. But if you want to live extraordinary, you got to put something extra on that ordinary. All right, y'all. Peace.